Hello students, welcome to our channel EduBase Learning. Today I am going to discuss about the right circular cones. This is our third video on mensuration. In the previous two videos I have discussed about the right circular the cylinder, and in the first video I have explained the theory part, and the second one I have given the details of the numericals. And just stay tuned with the video and watch it completely. Don't forget to subscribe our channel to keep you updated, and please comment us so that we can improve our video in further, or if you have any kind of queries then you can ask us also. I will get the answer. And don't forget to press the bell icon so keep your these things updated. So let's start to our chapter. Basically the cone or the conical shape, whatever I'm going to discuss about, is another 3D object which can be easily understood from any of the 2D object. Take an example of a right angle triangle. So for the right angle triangle, this one is the height, that one is the base, and this one is the hypotenuse. Now if you take either of height or base as the axis and then rotate the triangle, then you will see that it is taking the shape of a cone in this way. So the hypotenuse will form the slant portion, the base portion will form the radius of the circular part, the base, and the height of the right angle triangle will be the height of the cone. So this is the main feature about the conical shape. So here we have learned three things, that this one is called the height of the cone, that one is the radius of the base, and the hypotenuse one, we call it the slant height. Okay, so these three things are the basic main features of the conical shape. Now we will move to the area or the surface. Like other 3D shapes, it has also two surfaces. In cylinder, I have told two surfaces, one is the curved one and another one plane surface. But there were two plane surfaces, one curved surfaces. But here there is one plane surface that we call the base, and another one is the curved surface. So you will see that this one is the curved surface which is forming the cover of it, and the circular one is the base which we call the plane surface. Now we will learn about the formula. The curved surface area of the cone, the formula is pi r L, where L is the slant height. The slant height, the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle's part is the slant height and denoted by L. And the plane surface area, as it is in the shape of a circle, so its formula will be pi r square. So this is pi rl, this is the curved surface area, and the plane surface area is pi r square. Now you just have to remember those formula. Then I will come to in detail about how to find out L or H, whatever in details I will come to it later. Just stick on the video. The total surface area, the formula will be, if we add those like pi rl plus pi r square, now you can take the pi r as common, so it will be L plus r. So pi r into L plus r, that is the total surface area of any right circular cone. Another thing is the volume. The formula to find out the volume of a right circular cone is 1/3 of the pi r square h. That means 1/3 of the volume of a cylinder. Basically we take 1/3 part as because this conical shape can be taken out as in right circular shape if I take a cylinder, and now if I carve out some space by taking any of these two plane surfaces as the base and then carved out such like part, that will be a right circular cone. And if you want, you can prove it that this part, the right circular conical part, is exactly the 1/3 part of the total volume of the cylinder. So that's why we call the volume of right circular cone is 1/3 pi r square h. Now let's talk about some basic features which you may face while you are doing the numericals, that sometimes you will see that the height and the radius of the cone is given. Those are given, and you need to find out the curved surface area. You need to find out the curved surface area, and as you know that the formula of curved surface area is pi r l, but you will see that l is not given in there. So we need to find out l, but already I have told you that l is the hypotenuse part of the right angle triangle by which revolving the conical shape is formed. So you can easily take out that this one is the r, that one is the h. So now by using the Pythagoras theorem, you will easily find out the slant height l. So formula will be l equals to root over of h square plus r square. That is the formula to find out the l. Now maybe there a question will be given, or maybe the something you can problem you will face, that instead of h and r, maybe there are l and r are given. You need to find out the h to find out the volume or something, or maybe directly it has been asked to find out the height. So you will just don't remember this formula exactly. If you can remember the Pythagoras theorem and then apply it, you can find out any of these out of three quantities, any of the unknown things you can easily find out. Now let's talk about some numerical examples which I have chosen for you, and here I will solve those. And if you want, you can solve it by yourself also by making making the pause the video and then solve it by yourself, and then I will solve it later, then you will come to my solution. So here is the first question, which is the find the curved surface area of a right circular cone whose slant height is 10 and the base radius is 7. So first do it yourself and then come to my solution. So here we can see that the slant height that we denote by L is given as 10 centimeter, and as well as the radius of the right circular cone is given as 7 centimeter. But we need to find out the curved surface area. And what is the formula of the curved surface area? As I have told that curved surface area, the formula is pi r l, and you can see that the value of r and l already given in there. You can take the pi as 22/7, and then r is 7 and l is 10. So 7 will cancel out. It will be 220 centimeter square. Don't forget to put the unit. So that is the answer. Second question, it says that curved surface area of right circular cone is 308 square centimeter and its slant height is 14 centimeter. Find the radius and the total surface area of the cone. Okay, so you can see that curved surface area is already given in there, and as well as the slant height. Need to find out the radius and the total surface area. So try it by yourself and then come to my solution. From the given data, we can see that slant height that we denote by L is given as 14 centimeter, and the curved surface area of the right circular cone is given as 308 square centimeter or centimeter square, you can say. So we need to find out the radius first. So you know the formula of the curved surface area, that is pi r l, and here you know the value of pi and l both. From there you can easily find out the value of the r. So if you put this value, that pi means 22/7, r keep it as it is, 14308. And now if you solve it, you will find out that r equals to 7 centimeter. So now you will reach to the answer of the first part, that the radius of the right circular cone is 7 centimeter. But now you have to find out the total surface area. You have already got the curved surface area 308, but if you are able to find out the plane surface area and then add it with the curved surface area, then you can easily get the whole of the the total surface area. And already you have got the radius. So first we will try to find out the plane surface area. So the plane surface area, that is the base, is a shape of a circle. So the formula is pi r square. Now take the pi as 22 by 7, and radius you have already got 7 square, that means 7 into 7 can be written. So it is 154 centimeter square. So total surface area, I am taking it in short, TSA. So total surface area, that is 308, that was a curved surface area, and already you have got the plane surface area as 154. If you add both of them, you will get the answer as 462 centimeter square. That is the answer for the second part. Quite easy. So third problem, which says that a conical pit of top diameter 3.5 meter is 12 meter deep. What is its capacity in kiloliters? What is its capacity? So capacity means you need to find out the volume, but it is mentioned that you have to find out in kiloliters. That means you have to convert the volume, which will come here as you can see that it is given in meter. So the unit will come as meter cube. Now you have to convert the meter cube to the kiloliter. Okay, so first do it yourself. If I convert this problem into a picture form, it will look like this. The pit will be a conical shape of the base diameter, that is 3.5 meter, the diameter, and the depth is 12 meter. Okay, so whatever we have got, that the diameter, that is 3.5 meter, but we need the radius. So radius r equals to will be 3.5 by 2 meter. Keep it as it is. And the depth, that which represent the height of the cylinder, if you invert it, and it will give the height, that h equals to 12 meter. As it was need to find out the capacity, that means you have to find out the volume of it. So you will use the formula that volume equals to 1/3 pi r square h. 1/3 pi means 22 by 7, r square, that means 3.5 by 2, that is the radius, should be taken 2 times 3.5 by 2, and the height is 12. Now if you calculate this one, you will get the result as 38.5 meter cube. Now the question is how to convert this meter cube into kiloliters. As you know that 1 liter is equals to 1000 centimeter cube. So first we will try to find out this meter cube into centimeter cube. So meter cube means there are 3 meter units multiplied with it. That means you have to multiply this value 3 times with 100 to convert it into centimeter cube, and it will give 38550, that much of amount. And now we know that 1000 centimeter cube equals to 1 liter. Okay, so to convert this centimeter cube into liter, we have to divide this amount by 1000. So if you divide it, 38550, divide it by 1000, 3 zeros will be cancelled out. It will give 38500 liter. here in question it has been asked to convert it into kiloliter. So kiloliter means again you have to divide it by 1000, and if you divide it 1000 it will give 38.5 kiloliters. So now the question may arise that if I remember this condition that meter cube means the kiloliter, they are same, and then if you just drop this unit after this very first step, you may not get exact the full marks, because somehow they need to see this conversion, that that how to convert this meter cube to the kiloliter. So it is better if you show this conversion after finding out the volume in meter cube and then convert it into the kiloliter. So that's the solution. Here is our question number 4, that a joker's cap in the form of a right circular cone of base radius 7 cm and height 24 cm. Find the area of the cloth required to make 10 such caps. Okay, do it yourself and then come to my solution. For such type of questions, you must have a basic concept about the figure. That here it has been asked that the cloth required to make such caps. So if a cap has been made, then there must not require any of the base part. That means base part should not be covered by the cloth, otherwise the cap cannot be placed on the head. So the cloth is required to maintain the conical shape only, so there is no cloth is needed to make the base of it. I mean, don't need to any cloth to fill up the portion. So that means the cloth is required to form the curved surface portion. So it is required to find out the curved surface area, and that will give the amount of cloth or the area of the cloth is needed to make one cap, and then we are going to multiply it by 10. So if we go the solution, then you will see that from the given part we have got the radius is 7 centimeter and the height of the each cap must be 24 centimeter, and we need to find out the curved surface area. So curved surface area means the formula is that pi RL, but here R and H is given. That means the radius and the height is given. We need to find out the slant height. Again we'll go for the Pythagoras theorem, that hypotenuse, that L equals to root over of H square plus R square. So if we calculate or put the values, that H means 24 square, R means 7 square. If we calculate, it will give 625, which is the square root of 25. So we have got the L as 25. Now we can easily find out the curved surface area, that is by using the pi RL. The cloth required to make one cap, that is the curved surface area, that is pi RL. So 22 by 7, radius is already given as 7, and the R we have got that 25. So if we calculate, it will give 550 centimeter square. But here it is required to make 10 such caps. So cloth for 10 such caps, 10 such caps, that will be 550 into 10, that means 5500 centimeter square, and that is the answer. So here is our fifth question. Read the question carefully and then try to do it by yourself and then come to my solution. Again, I am asking you, before you go to the solution of the problem, first you have to give a proper vision about the shape, whatever is here asked to make and what we need to find out. Here it is asked to make a tent by using a canvas. So while we are going to make a tent, that means we are going to cover its curved surface area only, not by its base. So the cloth will cover only the curved surface area. So to find out the canvas required, like I have done it in the previous example in the Joker's calf, here it was the same thing, the concept the same, that you need to find out the curved surface area only. Here it is given the diameter of the base, that the diameter is 20 meter and the slant height is given, which is denoted by L, is 42 meter. But we need the radius, so as the diameter is given, so radius will be half of it, that is 10 meter. So now we need to find out the curved surface area. So apply the formula, that is pi RL. So 22 by 7 we are taking as for the value of the pi, and radius is 10 and L is 42. If we cancel out 7 to the 42, it will give 6, and then the answer will be 1320 meter square. That is the curved surface area. But one thing is mentioned in there, that 10% of its extra is taken for stitching and folding. So this is the exactly the amount or the exact area of the curved surface. But this thing is not sufficient to make the tent. We have to purchase an extra portion to stitch and bind the portion. So the area of the canvas is not exactly same as the curved surface area. It will be 10% more than the curved surface area. So while you are going to find out the amount of canvas or the area of the canvas, you have to take the curved surface area, and you have to also added the 1320, that was a curved surface, with its 10%, that is 10 by 100. Now if you calculate, it will give 1452 meter square. That is the exact amount of canvas it needed to form the tent. But here we have to find out the length of the canvas. What length of the canvas we needed? Now the canvas is a piece of cloth which is in shape of a rectangular thing, which has 2 meter is the width. We need to find out the length of it, because this thing is wrapped around the conical shape and thus it forms the tent. So the area of the conical tent or the area of the canvas, that is 1452, whatever I have got here, that is the exactly the area of this rectangular shape of which the breadth is given. So if the breadth is given, to find out the length, we have to divide the area with its length, so with its breadth, sorry. So the length of the canvas, so the length of the canvas will be 1452, that was the area, by its breadth, that is 2, and if you do the division, you will get it as 726 meter. That is the length of the canvas. But this is not the complete answer. We need to find out the cost also. So the cost of canvas, it has been mentioned that the cost is taken as rupees 80 per meter. That means when we are going to purchase any of canvas or something cloth like things, just they tell us the rate according to its length. So we have got the length as 726, that should be multiplied with the cost, that is rupees 80 per meter, and if you calculate it, you will get rupees 58080. That will be the final answer of the cost. Here is our sixth question. Read it carefully. You will see that here it has been mentioned to take the value of the pi as 3.14, and a right angle triangle which of the sides 6, 8 and 10, they are revolved by about the side of 8 centimeter, and you need to find out the volume and the curved surface area of the cone so formed. So do it by yourself. Now it's time for the solution. Already I have mentioned such type of things in the theory part in the very start of the video, and there I have told you about the concept of the cone, that a cone is formed when the right angle triangle is revolved about its base or the height. Here it has been mentioned that it has been revolved about the side of 8 centimeter. So I have taken it as the height. You can take it as the base also, or but then you have to turn it and mold it in the other shape. So as 8 is the axis, 8 centimeter side is the axis, so 6 will form the radius, because if we revolve it form a circular shape up like this, and the 10 will become the slant height. So here from the figure we will get that height equals to 8 centimeter, the radius equals to 6 centimeter, and the slant height L is the 10 centimeter. Now you need to find out the volume, so apply the formula of the volume, that volume equals to 1/3 pi r square h, but here you have to put the value of the pi as 3.14. Now if you put the value of pi 3.14 and you will calculate, you will find out that the volume will become that h is 8, so the answer will be 301.44 centimeter cube. That is the volume. And now if you have to calculate the curved surface area, that is CSA I am mentioning here in short, then pi RL, take the pi as 3.14 and R as the 6 and L as the 10, you will get the value as 188.4 centimeter square. Be careful about the units. While you are using the volume, it will be centimeter cube, surface area it will be square. So that's the answer. So here is the question number 7. The height of a cone is 30 centimeter. A small cone is cut off at the top by a plane parallel to its base. If its volume be 1/27 of the volume of the given cone, at what height above the base the section is cut? You can draw a shape or draw the figure for your better help, and then try to do the solution. And then this one is a very tricky question, that you can see that only one data is given, that the actual height of the larger cone from which the section is cut, and one thing is given, that the smaller cone's volume is the 1/27th of the larger one. For here you can see that in the figure I have taken these two triangles, two right angle triangles, and I have marked them as, one is ABC, another one is ADE. ABC is liable to form the smaller cone and AD is liable to form the larger one. And now also I have taken an assumption that let the section has cut x centimeter, or the unit is given that x centimeter above the base. Here this x portion is the BD portion is the x above which the section is cut. Now first we will try to prove that the right angle triangles, that ABC and ADE, they are similar. Only then by comparing the sides we can easily find out a relation between the radius of the smaller cone and the larger cone. So first we will try to prove that the triangles, the triangle ABC and triangle ADE, we can see that angle A is common, angle A is common, and angle ABC equals to angle ADE, both are 90 degree. So as two angles are common in both of the triangles, so we can say that therefore the triangle ABC is similar to triangle ADE. As two triangles are similar, then we can see that, or we can say that the sides of the triangles, they are in fixed ratio. So here I will write that the triangle, as they are similar, then we will write that AB by AD equals to BC by DE. We can also take the another sides also, but we have taken the AB, AD and BC and DE because that AB, AD both are the heights of the cone and BC, DE are the radius of the cone. That's why I have taken those. So AB, as I have taken in the given figure that this one as x, so that part will be 30 minus x, and I am taking that larger radius is capital R, smaller radius is small r. So for the AB we can take 30 minus x, and for AD we can take x equals to BC is taken as a small r and DE as the capital R. So now from here we can find out that capital R equals to 30 R by 30 minus x. That relation is needed to find out the height, because the given relation is there between the volume of the two cones. That means there will be R and H also. If we do not able to replace the radius, then we cannot cancel them out, and then we will not be able to find out the value of x. Now we will use this part in the following, that the hint is given that the volume of smaller is 1 by 27 of the larger. So 1/3 pi small r square into h of the smaller one equals to 1 by 27 into 1/3 pi capital R square into h for the larger one. You can see that from the both side 1/3 and pi will be cancelled out, but we will not cancel them directly. In the next step we will just omit that part. So if I omit the 1/3 and pi, it will be remain that r square into h for the small equals to 1 by 27 into capital R square into h for the larger. Small r square will remain as it is. Now height of the smaller cone, that was already is taken 30 minus x, 1 by 27 into r square. In place of capital R, now we replace the value, that 30 into r by 30 minus x whole square into height of the larger as 30. Now in the next step, that r square 30 minus x will remain as it is, 1 by 27 will write, and now I am going to remove the bracket. So it will become that 30 square by 30 minus x, that's whole square into r square into 30. Now you will see that from the both side r square will be cancelled out and only the x will remain. So if you remove the r square from the both side, then you will get that 30 minus x equals to 1 by 27 into 30 square by 30 minus x whole square into 30. Now I am going to calculate x, so I will take the x containing part to one side. That means this 30 minus x whole square will be taken to the left side. Then it will become 30 minus x whole cube equals to 30 cube. If we multiply by 27 is there, so 27 can be taken as 3 cube. So 30 minus x whole cube, and we can take it as 30 by 3 whole cube. So 3 and 30 will be cancelled out, so we can take it as equals to 10 cube. From the both side, the cube part will be omitted, so it will become 30 minus x equals to 10. And now if you solve, you will get x equals to 20. So 20 centimeter above the base, the section is cut. It was quite lengthy but not so tough. If you have a clear idea about it, then you will easily get the answer. Now the question number 8. A semicircular lamina of radius 35 cm is folded so that the two bounding radii are joined together to form a cone. Need to find the radius of the cone and the total surface area of the cone. So first do it yourself and then come to my solution. In the given figure, you can see that this is a semicircular lamina. If you fold it from its center, if you break at that point, and then if you try to fold it from here and try to join those two radii together, then it will take the shape first in this one, and then if you make it more closer, it will look this one, and then it will take the conical shape in which the joining of the radii will appear on the curved surface. You can do it or you can take it on your see the demonstration by taking a semicircular lamina of paper and then try to fold it along with its radius. Then you will see that it is appearing in this way. So the joining of the radii will appear on the curved surface area. So the slant height, the L, will be the same as the radius of the semicircular lamina. That is the main precise thing you have to learn from this. And another thing is that the curved portion or the plane portion, the plane area which is in the shape of circle, it is formed by the curved portion of the lamina. That means the circumference. So the perimeter of the circular form of the base is same as the semi-circumference of the lamina. So here we will take it as, if I assume that the radius of cone be capital R, radius of lamina as small r equals to 35 centimeter. So the perimeter of the base that I am taking, that is 2 pi r, capital R obviously. So this 2 pi r must be equals to pi r, which is the circumference of the lamina. Because in the complete circle we use the circumference as 2 pi r. As it is semicircle, so 2 pi r by 2 will be cancelled out, so it will be pi r. So now you can see that from the both side pi will be cancelled out. So 2 capital R equals to small r. We know the value of the small r, that is 35. So capital R equals to 35 by 2, that will give 17.5 centimeter. That is the radius of the cone. Now we need to find out the curved surface area. So already I have told you that the joining of the radii of the semicircular lamina will appear on the curved surface area. That means the slant height will be same as the radius. So the slant height of cone should be also 35 centimeter. So therefore curved surface area, that is the formula pi RL, put the value 22 by 7. R means already we have find out, that is 17.5, or you can take it as 35 by 2, and the slant height is also 35. Now 7 you can cancel by 5, that will be 11. So if you calculate, you will get the answer as 1925 centimeter square. That is the answer. So here we have ended all the typical type of problems which may appear in the exercise or in the type of problems which you can be faced. And if you are able to understand all these things, all the type of problems whatever I have expressed in here, then you will be able to catch up all the things. So on our next video, until then, we come to give you the knowledge. Until then, thank you and goodbye.